Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's SMZ3 Round 3 matchup between two very fine competitors. Blandation on the left, Ivan on the right. This should be a very good match and a very competitive one, I think, between these two competitors. So I'm Pro A007, very happy to be joining you here for this match, and joining me on the mic this evening is Eleanor Lamb. Welcome.
Hey, thanks, Pro. It's good to be doing comms with you again.
Yes, likewise. So for those of you not familiar with how they got here, both of our competitors tonight are runner-ups in their respective groups. Ivan was the Group G runner-up. He fell to Ninjembro in the Group G final, and Blandation is the Group S runner-up. I believe he fell to Asder. So it's but both of them are very accomplished at this game, and this should be a very good match. And we'll see if they decide to go far afield as far as their strats are concerned, and whether that'll make a difference or not.
I don't know that either runner. I'm not sure who has the advantage here. I mean, Ivan's obviously a super skilled runner, but so is Vlad.
Right. Ivan's a top flight 100% player, so that will give him a bit of an advantage here. I do remember Ivan going for early morph ball this time. He does not. He went for early morph in his match against Ninjembro about 3 weeks ago.
We've got a Blandation rock in the Mega Man sprite, just missiles on the.
Yeah, nothing like Hylia. They're both going to Link's house, which has a piece of heart. No map checks just yet, so we'll see what happens as far as the early items and what that leads to. Is it going to be early morph, or is there going to be a lot of A Link to the Past exploration here?
Yep, and of course, Ivan is coming off his defeat of his good friend Andy.
Yeah, which was honestly quite an upset, given Andy's reputation as a top-flight A Link to the Past rando player. But if the seed rolls a certain way, this can happen. And
Indeed.
That was a big win for Ivan, so we'll see if he carries that here in this round of 16 match. Uncle and the chest are not dealing much. Bloomerang, so that's our first actual item here, but it's not required for progression.
We'll see if anybody's going to go right to do Houlihan. It doesn't look like it. So hopefully Zora won't be important.
Well, they're probably going to... They've already got an okay amount of money to begin with, and they'll probably pick up enough off of Kakariko to cover their early checks. The main thing now is bombs, and so far the tree pulls are not helping.
Yep, and I do want to give a shout out to... we've got, I'm going to miss... he literally phonetically typed this out, and I'm still going to mess it up. Sayryuk X.
Well, Aga is required. Hammer is in the... Hammer in the Lumberjacks, so we can pretty much kiss that quick seed goodbye. And yes, for those of you in chat, you had to say it, didn't you? You just had to go there, didn't you? Well, there's some money in the Lost Woods. Yeah, so, 300.
Do you have an opinion on when I run a seed like this and I see the ag is required, I'm chomping at the bit to just get it out of the way. You know, so as soon as like I've got the lamp and the ability to get past the force field, I'm going for it. Do you have a thought on like whether you want to put it off till last or?
Well, if it's required, especially for an item like hammer, which is extremely important, and it's a great offensive weapon, if they're hard up for, if they're stuck with fighter sword for a while, depending on how this breaks, having a weapon with tempered sword damage is pretty nice to have. But it'll be interesting to see how this develops in Kakariko as we get our sort of opening gambit here as far as that's concerned. Just missiles. There's our bombs, the bomb vendor. So nice pick up there by Blandation. All right. Spring Ball and some money so far in Blindside. 5 bomb upgrade in Sarsarilla's house. So this is not a poverty seed right now. They've got enough. Blandation's got enough to pay off Zora right now, if he so chose. He can't do it just yet, but he could. So we're in the well now. I've been picking up where Blandation was. Blandation's going to do the same in a moment. Speed booster. That opens a couple of checks in Super Metroid. We're still a long way off from anything of consequence, but it's starting to get interesting. Bomb upgrade. Blandation is probably going to pay for the $50 for the bombs now on the way back. So far in Kakariko, we've had Speed Booster, we've had Spring Ball, and some money, and a fair amount of money, and then the Bloomerang, of course, in the sanctuary. So some good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, that's 3 crystals in the light world. Yep, red crystal at Tower of Hera. That's useful. Magic powder in the library, not required, but good to have, especially for some of the later dungeons. So we got a sync here between our runners, both deciding to say no thank you to the race game. So we've got the traditional Kakariko South Island check, a pretty standard opening to both A Link to the Past and Super Metroid. Really looking for items in terms of volume right now. And in terms of progression, really the only thing we've got so far as definitive progression is Speed Booster. Floodgates have opened, and what will be waiting for us at the end? Just $20.
That's not what you want to find.
No. So far, yeah, progression, apart from Speed Booster, has been lacking. Immediate progression, anyway. Spring Ball isn't necessarily progression, but it will make things easier in spots for our runners. Alright. Mini Moldorm Cave.
not that bad to do with bombs, really.
No, but you need some help here from your Moldorms, and neither is really getting a lot right now.
I like Ivan's choice to just to suicide it to make sure that bomb lands. And now they are
Right.
perfectly synced up. Wow.
The various suit, power bombs, and missiles. So some good stuff, but again, they really can't do anything with right now until they get morph balls, so they're kind of stuck. But Varia could be useful, especially if they get early access to Death Mountain, because they can backdoor into Upper Norfair. So early Ice Beam, anybody?
Well, you can't check the ice beam without
Right.
Ball. But
Right.
I think you can get. I think you can get to Bubble Mountain with Speed Booster and Varia. I think that makes it a lot.
I believe you're right. Yes. So we got a near sync on the Ice Rod Cave, and
Wow, is this even randomized?
Fred! Oh wait, wrong randomizer. Sorry.
Who rolled this seed?
Yeah, total. That's it. Total. So, okay. Well, Ice Rod. Well, if Turtle Rock is a crystal, well, that's one less problem to have to worry about.
Oh, Turtle Rock's totally going to be a pendant. With 3 pendants in the Dark World and the Ice Rod Distillery, there's no way Turtle Rock is a crystal. I'll eat my hat if this Turtle Rock is a...
We'll hold you to that, you and your proverbial hat.
I don't actually own a hat.
Well then. You got the best of both worlds, don't you? Nothing in Sasparilla's hut. Nobody's actually even talking to Sarsaparilla.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of talking to him. It seems like just kind of a waste of time. You're going to do that map check anyways. I think that both of them going to Eastern is interesting because if it was a pendant, you can just go and get the loot and go out and assume you never have to come back. But since it's a crystal, if they don't find the bow, they're going to have to double dip.
Right. I think if they actually had an offensive weapon, I think this would be this would be an easier call to make a run at Hyrule, but since they don't, I like this play right now. And they only, Blandation has 4 bombs, Ivan has 5, so,
It always annoys me that the door out of this room on the north side is like offset to one side. It's not in the... Really triggers me.
So Eastern has 3 items. They've already got the big key, so they've got a shot here of getting all 3 at once in one shot. There's 1 power bombs. Not what they were necessarily looking for. That's 10 power bombs, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that puts them up to 10 or 15, which is a nice number to have.
Right.
Could
Good
make
to
your
have.
Yeah, it can make Super Metroid routing so much easier when you don't have to worry much about power bombs.
Right. Especially, regular bombs are nice, but power bombs, you're probably going to be using those as the default anyways. So, nice, didn't get... Oh, the D!
Wow. Is this even randomized?
French Vanilla Bow. So, if the 3rd item comes up here, Ivan could make, and Blandation could make a run at... Nope. Too easy. So, if that... Always going for it.
I would expect both of them to do this dark room. This is not that hard of a dark room. Andy's got the key. Or not Andy, Ivan. Wow, brain fart.
And so Ivan's going for it here. He's going to gamble that the Armist Knights are holding the third item. If he's right, this is going to save him about a minute.
Yeah, I think this is a smart choice. We see
Yeah.
we see Blandation using the boomerang to kind of figure out where he is in the room. He's got the.
So it'll be 18 arrows if he gets it perfect to take down the Armist Knights. He's going to help himself to some spares.
We'll see which one of them made the correct play here. And I think that was Ivan.
It was Ivan, yes. He gets his first major boss down at 1420. Man, that's a fast start. So Ivan with the early advantage, gambling that the Armist Knights would have the third item, and he turned out to be correct. And he gets a crystal for it.
I'm curious, is he going to Hyrule Dungeon now with the bow?
I would think he's already running out of checks in A Link to the Past. Outside of this, the only other check that he has that's in logic is Agina, I believe. Done everything else.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how long it takes them to make the transition over to Super Metroid.
Blandation's having a really hard time with his setup here, and it's putting him farther and farther behind Ivan. Fortunately, it looked like he got it right, but then he takes a death here, so is this a hill he wants to die on? No.
I think that's a good choice.
Well, we know it's the correct move, and he's not going to suffer for this. And he's fortunate, because that could be yeah, this is a 3-hour race, but that's one of those things that could be fatal early, because it puts you way behind the 8-ball.
Yeah, but without having the lamp, like he knows that he's gonna have to find the lamp before whatever's on Armos is even in logic anyways. It's not too big of a gamble, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's assuming Pod is even a crystal. I mean, if it's not, it becomes kind of a sunk cost. Ivan hasn't found anything. Did not find anything of consequence in escape in the run to escape for the basements. So this is interesting.
Looks like he's gonna head out and check Dark Cross.
Chad's asking, do you do Agina or just go to Super Metroid? I don't know. I think I would do Agina just to consciously clear myself of knowing that all of the checks are gone for A Link to the Past. All the logical checks are off the table. A dark rooms without the lamp. Yeah, and logic does not require you to do this. This is Ivan kind of hedging his bets a little bit and trying to.
Oh wow!
The morph ball. Wow. Oh. Now we're getting somewhere. So that tells us the lamp has to be somewhere pretty close then, if that's the morph ball. So maybe lamp at Agina? That's not impossible.
That seems like a likely case.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ivan putting the morph ball to good use early. Nothing in criteria of power bombs. Ivan is gonna check Gauntlet now. Good idea. Let's hope Blandation picks up this morph ball. If he gets knocked out again, that's really gonna put him behind. It's looking okay so far. He's got to be really careful here.
I think it depends a lot on where the lamp ends up being. If he ends up dying and the lamp is a Sedagina, okay, that's annoying, but not that big of a deal. Oh, the red brain. Ivan says no.
Okay, got his morph balls, so that's good for Blandation. Ivan didn't get anything off of the E-Tank spots, so with the red boomerang, he's like, red boomerang, ha! I laugh at it. Well, a bottle on the right side of Gauntlet, that's nice. That puts Sick Kid into play, and nice to have if you want to get a blue potion.
Chat can probably answer this, but is the back of Gauntlet in logic with only one energy tank environment?
Don't believe it. Offhand, and chat can confirm. I don't believe it is. Correct.
Blandation decides to pick up the red boomerang.
Alright, so Ivan is going to head down into Brinstar here. Can pretty much run the gamut here as far as checks.
Does knock ball even though he doesn't need to.
Okay. Ooh, the red cane. And some more red items there behind it.
So well, probably no Bryn skip today. I guess it is possible the red cane's not required.
Possible. Alright, so Ivan's gonna head towards Edikuns now. A few more items to be had here. Sea of Red continues. There's a Nope tank, but Ivan took it anyways.
Yeah, it's better than nothing at this point.
I suppose.
Let's see if Ivan remembers he has Spring Ball.
Yeah. It's easy to forget that that little gem. More missiles for Ivan. Crawls his way out. It's better than nothing. Eat at Arby's, David, and it makes me think of that Simpsons line where Sherry or Terry on the island says, "I'm so hungry, I could eat at Arby's," and everybody's like, "Oh my god!"
Ivan does need to be careful in these rooms. Especially he goes over and checks Mission Impossible. Those side hoppers do a lot of damage. Same with the wave gate room.
I'm surprised he's going for a health refill. So now he's going to make a run for Mission Impossible here. Can clear everything, I think, in Pink Bryn because they've got speed boosters, so can do Waterway even. There's a Bombos. No, I don't believe Blandation skipped Cambridge. Getting Blandation a little ahead of himself there and got ahead of himself again. Trying to get in. There it is. Ooh. Not get the mock ball out, but no matter. With some wall jumps, he's fine.
Yeah, it's a tricky mock ball to hit.
Yeah. Blandation saying no thanks to that energy, and he's at 54 health. I thought he might have taken a run at it, but nope.
Yeah,
health
he might just...
Health is for suckers, he says.
He might just be thinking he's going to farm up on the pot down here like Ivan did.
That up, I'm not sure what he's doing now, but he's going for it.
Dangerous.
He got away with it, so good for him. I didn't see Wavegate room. I don't think it had anything.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but chat's not going crazy, so I assume there's nothing there.
Another bottle. Charge beams got. Aga can be done with one sword if you have the magic cape, and you need lamp. Expect we'll see the lamp soon, but it's like, where is it? It's got to be somewhere. It's got to be located somewhere that they can actually get to without the need of the morph balls. So actually, morph ball location for the lamp actually makes sense.
Bryn seems like a likely candidate, so it's Agina.
Agina, yeah. There aren't many locations where it could be, so yeah, no old Bryn retro Bryn checks yet. Ivan's not far off. Flute in retro Bryn, lamp in Norfair. Well, yes, that's possible, certainly.
Man, chat is really pulling out all the stops tonight to be trolling.
It's their job, so I don't begrudge them. So at around the 30-minute mark, Ivan does have actually has a lead right now, only on the basis that, especially after just because he actually finished Eastern and Blandation couldn't get through the dark rooms and did not as a result. So yeah, so right now Blandation with the lead right now, with Ivan with the lead right now. Excuse me. So we got a lot of game left to be played, and we got lots of tricky routing, I'm sure, ahead for our runners. Oh,
Wow.
The space jump! Wow.
And another bottle.
I'm starting to think that the sick kid is holding the lamp at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything when you find a lot of bottles early, but heck, with 3, I'm thinking I should probably go check sick kid.
Yeah, it's like, how many more hints do you need? Do you need like a neon sign to tell you something? Is lamp on Billy Mays possible? No, I don't believe it is. There it is! So, There,
Wow.
Oh, and
Blue Bryn loaded. Morph Ball or Moon Pearl, Lamp, Space.
Wow. So what is the sick kid holding?
Oh man, screw attack too. Jeez.
Sick kid swordfish.
Sick kid's gonna
Man.
have like 20 rupees.
I don't know. At this rate, we figure based on the checks, he's got to be holding something for progression. Because Lamp requires what? Ice Beam or High Jump?
No,
Or
Speed Booster.
Oh, Speed
Logic.
Booster. Speed Booster. Never mind. You're right. Excuse me. All right. So Speed Booster does it. Thank you. All right, but you gotta be figuring that sick kid's holding something by now. Check on Criteria Supers. Ivan shouldn't have any trouble doing this. All for 1 rupee, I'm sure. He's got a little bit of buyer's remorse about that. Let's see, so we got. Know where the hammer is. Baser.
Hey, that's not a bad find.
No. So it's like, so. Alright, so we know where the hammer is. Boots. It could be a while before we end up with boots, though. Especially if this turn. If they keep digging. The more they dig into Super Metroid, the longer it's going to be before they get back to Aga and get that hammer, because the hammer is absolutely required to finish the game.
Bomb Chorizo with the wrong kind of bombs.
Yeah.
I think that the runners are probably hoping at this point to not find boots for a long, long time. Because the more things that they don't have to do that are hammer locked, the better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting conundrum where you're actually hoping like hell you don't get the hammer for a while, because if the hammer ends up being their go mode item at the end of the day, that probably saves them a lot of trouble.
Indeed.
Yeah, hammer was at Lumberjacks, so it's a preordained Aga seed, but the question is how long before they get there, and what's going to take to get them to get over there. And Ivan, I think he wanted that energy tank, but mistimed his jump.
Yeah, it looks a little indecisive there. Do I want it?
Yeah.
Do I not want it?
Well, it's like he's getting ready to, because like, oh, I don't need whatever's on the island. Like, oh, energy tank. It's like he kind of faked himself out a little bit there. A course correction that didn't quite correct. Supers, rather poverty-stricken on the supers so far. Only 15 for Ivan.
Well, Samus has been running around a lot, so she's probably sweaty. So the bath was probably good for her.
Well, yeah. And we'll be able to full clear wrecked ships, so that's a nice bonus and a nice incentive to just get this done and over with.
Yeah, they're both kind of following the same route here, and I think this is a really solid route to make. You can do red
Yeah.
ship and then go down red.
Yeah, Red Tower, all that good stuff. So, and probably take down Kraid while they're at it, and because they can full clear that whole mess, and then from there it'll depend on what items they end up drawing out of this.
Yeah, they've got a ways to go where they can just kind of think about other things than where I'm going to next, because where you're going to next is pretty easy to sort.
Yeah. So Fantoon about to begin for Ivan will be his second boss.
Phaser picked up by Blandation. Blandation heading back and going to the past. Interesting. Oh, is he just saving?
He must have been. So, Blandation did not finish Eastern. No, couldn't get out of the dark room. Heading up for the stairs. Ivan did not have as much trouble and was able to finish. So yeah, so it's 1-0 on the bosses in favor of Ivan. It's about to be 2-zip.
Fantoon giving Ivan a little bit of trouble.
And a little bit of an attitude from the Space Ghost, but Ivan has the last laugh and gets his second boss down at 35. The Phantom disappear.
Poor misunderstood Argus.
Yes, 35-38 for Fantoon, the artist formerly known as Argus. So Ivan with the 2-zip lead right now. Blandation looks like he's heading in the same direction as Ivan, but Ivan's execution has been very on point so far in Super Metroid, and has given him a nice little lead here.
Just some missiles, and I think that's an energy take normally.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Ice
there's
beam.
beam.
All right, well that takes care of Torian and some other checks.
Ivan gonna do the save before he heads through the spiky room of death. With only 4 energy takes, I feel like that's a good decision.
Well, and if it turns out to be nothing, it's an easy, soft reset. Just get back to where you're at and you lose nothing. So, with the items he's got, this should be pretty straightforward.
Take too much damage. Blandation picked up his super missiles in the spooky room.
So, it's at the E-Tank, just $20.
Yep, definitely not going to be keeping that.
Alright, so Ivan's going to head up to the attic now and make a run through that.
Nice little clip there to get up a little faster. We'll see if Blandation has a little bit even easier time or with Phantom.
You'd hope. So you got an okay start there. from Fantoon. See if the next couple of patterns go his way. Nope, not getting a lot of help. A lot of help here. There it is.
I think that's been a slow so far.
Yeah. Attic didn't have anything of value. Ivan space jumping his way through. Reserve.
Danger. Yeah, I'll be curious if he picks that up.
I doubt it. I guess it might depend on what other item he comes away with. Blandation has finished the job on Fantoon, so he's officially on the board.
Yep, with that Argus kill, that is Blandation's first boss. Outsider wreck ship looks like it was a bust.
So yeah, so 2-1 Ivan now. Or Blandation with Fantoon down for both players. Ivan still holding the edge, having defeated the Artemis Knights.
Yeah, Ivan's just got so clean Super Metroid. Bland, you have, I guess you didn't need to spring ball there. But anyways, I was gonna say Ivan's movement in Super Metroid is just so clean and fluid that, I mean, comparing the rooms, you can see that he's just saving, not a huge amount of time, but seconds per room, and that adds up.
Yeah, well, he's like a top 15 player in Super Metroid 100%. So it's not surprising to see all that skill is paying off for him. And yeah, he's got a decided advantage as a result of that. And as you said, you're seeing it in every room practically. Just how he moves and how he's able to sort of make everything happen. Some supers there. It looks like he's going to go for those. Not interested in that heart container though.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I was with you. I didn't think he would get it.
Yeah. It's like it could have gone either way, I suppose. And there's the bombs. So, and good timing too. He only had one power bomb left.
Yep. So I suspect Ivan head down Red Tower now. He'll also get a chance to refill his power bombs.
There are a couple of enemies he'll be able to knock out along the way and replenish. So back to Bryn's Star Blandation.
Blandation taking the reset too. Wise play.
Yeah.
Ivan with a very easy time in the beta power bombs room with screw attack.
So what alpha power bombs have to offer him down below. Two more item checks before heading down Red Tower, and probably go for there's the power glove.
And a sword.
So we're not quite at Aga yet. We still need either the magic cape or a second sword.
And the boots, because you need the boots to get through the lumberjack cave. So
Right. But just clearing Aga out would probably be a good thing. And actually, this opens up the back of escape as well. So a few more overworld checks, and Death Mountain is now also in play from the front side.
Yep, that's the old man is in logic now. Ivan flying through the X-ray room. Blandation's going to check that reserve item and sees the heart. We'll see if he picks it up. Just $20, right?
Yeah, so actually, Old Man was in logic as soon as they got the lamp, actually, just based on the way this is going. They could have gotten to him through Norfair.
Yep.
So... But I imagine Ivan's going to take care of Kraid first before heading to Norfair.
Yeah, and I would expect him to do the upper Norfair checks before he goes back and to the path.
Probably.
I mean, if you can go into Death Mountain with the hookshot, you can save a lot of time. Whoops, I don't think you meant to do that, Ivan.
Yeah, he wanted to do something else. He wanted to kind of do like a mid-air spring ball. Didn't quite get it. He's trying to... Okay, there it is. That's what he wanted to do.
Oh, there's the other half of the powder equation.
So, hard to say no to a drug deal, but see if that has any intrinsic value for our runners. Ivan going through, going to break the tube on Meridia. Then Kraid, there's 3 item checks here. All actually within logic. See a spring ball. They needed spring ball, but doesn't need those bombs. Yeah, he's got bombs.
Yeah, both runners have morph ball bombs.
Yeah, it's Glove and Sword were at Alpha Power bombs, actually. Glove was at the Alpha Power bombs, and Sword was behind the wall. Alright, is Ivan going to take Kraid to the prom? Everybody is wondering. Nope.
Poor Kraid.
Yeah. So that's 3 now for Ivan at 46-23, so doing very nicely right now, up 3-1 on Blandation.
Blandation's gonna have to farm up some power bombs here. Just a bomb capacity upgrade at the Kraid energy tank.
So apart from taking down Kraid, Kraid had nothing to offer. So we'll see what Ivan's next move is. I agree with you. I think the next move is to run the gamut through Upper Norfair, because you can do everything, I believe.
Yeah, I think everything is in logic.
So, and already driving the point home, he's going to Ice Beam.
Says no to that piece of heart, which is not a large surprise.
And from here, probably on his way to Crocomire, I'd say.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Kind of run a double loop here, or kind of run a long loop around to Wave Beam, Bubble Mountain, etc. So
And there's
Ooh.
that hook.
Right, so Eastern Death Mountain is now in play. Always bet on Croc, except Ivan's actually turning around. The temptation of East Death Mountain be swaying him.
Yeah, with that hook shot, I suspect he'll probably decide to check that. I mean, I think you could make a pretty strong case that he should stay in Metroid because he might find the Titansmith and then he could do Dark.
Yeah, or finds the mirror, can knock out Tower of Hera. Who's gonna do high jump locations first? Makes sense. Just $20 a piece of heart, and at high jump we have just some missiles. So
I've been very carefully jumping over that piece of heart.
yep, going to a link back to a Link to the Past here.
Wow, EMP, any amount of money, that was terrible. I love it. Oh, hey, there's a Master Sword.
Alright, well that's good to know, and just a heart container inside a spectacle rock. So, alright, so possible pathway to at least taking down Aga is there. Now, where's that mirror?
Well, if this seed has taught me anything, it's probably in its vanilla location, which I believe is the old.
Yeah, the mirror is what the old man gives us. Hammer was on Lumberjack.
Nice quick kill on Blandation side of grade.
That doesn't look like a mirror at all.
The old man is fired. He had
Yeah.
one job.
Yeah. So Ivan on his way to East Death Mountain. Blandation taking down Kraid at 50-56. So it's 3-2 now on the bosses. Eastern remaining the difference at this point.
Yeah, Ivan needs to be a little careful with just one heart here.
Yeah, he's fine now because he'll pick up some hearts at the bottom of Paradox Cave.
You gotta feel there's a pretty good chance the mirror's in here.
Possibly, yeah. So, nothing in the bottom. 5 checks here. Anything gonna come up for Ivan in Paradox Cave? First, got to survive the troll dorm, the mini troll dorm. Well,
Hey, silver. Those are nice to find with the bow.
it's not insignificant, especially since we'll be able to take down a couple of major bosses in one hit this way. Argus, second phase of Helmasaur King, and well, Vitrius needs 2 hits, but still, his eyeballs only take 1, so that's a pretty nice haul there.
Blandation decides he wants those high jump missiles, which makes sense. You don't have charge beam yet, so you might have to do an ammo kill on Mother Brain. Unfortunately, silver arrows do not work on Mother Brain.
Then gonna check Spiral Cave before deciding his next move, and then I'll probably go back to Super Metroid and clear out the rest of Upper North there. Still got about a dozen or so checks left. Hookshot was I forget the name. Snoozer Cave, I guess.
Crumble Tower.
Crumble Tower, thank you. Yeah, Crumble Tower was shot, yeah.
Snoozer Cave.
Ivan going to... I think he's going to... Oh, no, I think he's going to go to Back of Escape. That's a good idea.
Yeah, he's got that save and quit spot now, so it's super easy to get back to the business center.
Yeah.
I kind of hope he'll do a kid check, although I doubt.
Ooh.
Mega Man took a rock to the face and no more.
Yeah. So nothing in the Back of Escape. Another E-Tank, which is nice. That's, I think, 7 now for Ivan, but not forward progress.
Blandation getting a little personal with these rocks here. Needs to be careful.
Yeah, like those cabbages and chats in there. They're not kidding. Alright, so Ivan's going to check Sick Kid, and this is a little out of the way, but nevertheless.
And drum roll, Sick Kid has an energy tank!
Have we heard this story before? So, okay, it looks like Ivan's going to do a drug deal now, and he might parlay that into a Zora check. Okay, or maybe not. That 1,100 rupees could do it if he wanted. Or, oh.
I think he's going to fake flip.
Yep, he's going to fake flipper.
This fake flipper makes sense. He can check Hobo, he can check the Waterfall Cave. You know, makes it so there's not this could be these outstanding items where if he just does Zora, it's very unfortunate. And I did not see what the Hobo had. I assume the Hobo had junk, missiles, thanks.
Alright, so Ivan gonna check Waterfall Cave. Blandation is following in Ivan's footsteps. See, and there's a blue mail and super missiles. We'll see if Blandation decides to go the full croc route here. It'll be our first real route divergence all night, and I think it'd be a good move for Blandation. And the hook shot is tempting, but I think he would be wise to follow in this direction. I don't know if he actually intended.
At the Zora Ledge.
I don't know if he intended to go back, but he's going to play this through now. Zora.
container Zora, which Ivan does pick up.
That's a lot of money for love. I mean, Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman didn't charge that much.
Chat, can you guys hear Para? I see him lighting up, but I don't hear anything. And it's probably on my end, but...
Now I'm getting paranoid. Chad, can you hear me? Okay. 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 Time for a drug deal.
Sorry if I talked over you for whatever reason. Discord just
Nope.
not to give me your audio anymore.
Nope.
Just a heart in the mushroom.
Ancient Julia Roberts movie, man. I don't know what that says more about. Drugs for Love or something like that. The movie's only 30 years old. I mean, come on.
We'll see if this crack play pays off for Blandation. Looks like we had a little bit of lag there.
So a little bit, yeah.
Ivan's back in A Link to the Past, heading to Business Center. Blandation checking the cosign.
Whatever it was, he didn't want anything to do with. Oh. Well, to answer something Chad said about a minute ago, I am a 90s kid and I saw that movie. So, I don't know what that says.
Are we talking about Pretty Woman?
Yes, we are.
I have never actually seen that movie. And I mean, I'm old enough to have seen it, but I just never did. So crack was a bust? If you were betting on crack, you bet incorrectly.
Oh, Cape was in cosign? Thank you. And Titansmith for Ivan. Wow. Huh.
I'm really glad Ivan checked that. In the race, Cross Products race earlier this week, Cross kind of accidentally orphaned Cathedral, and there was something very important in it.
Yeah, burning hot mitts indeed. So both runners finding something important here in Upper Norfair. Blandation arguably has maybe the better one right now because he's that much closer to getting to his hammer. The shovel.
Yeah, it's going to depend where the next sword comes from.
Well, with the cape though, that Blandation can do Aga now. So that is finally in play. The 1 hour mark. Hammer's at Lumberjack, so this is a 100% Aga required seed. Ooh, the fire rod.
That was an interesting decision by Ivan to not trigger the statue while he was in there. Blandation's going to make his East Death Mountain play, which Could be a little more efficient if he waited until he had those gloves, but of course he doesn't know that they're just around the...
I imagine. So I imagine Ivan's next move after taking care of wave beam is probably Croc. I mean, I can't imagine what else it would be.
Yeah, it seems very... I mean, I guess he might check Dark Death Mountain. He could do Super Bunny, he could do Hookshot Cave.
Yeah. All certainly true. Blandation's out of bomb, so he can't bomb jump, unfortunately. So we have to do this, take the long way around. So, for those of you just joining us here at the roughly 1 hour mark, we have an interesting seed. We have an AGA required seed here tonight for this SMZ3 match, but our runners until very recently had no way of getting in. The hammer is behind Lumberjack Cave, which you can only access by defeating Aghanim, and hammer is 100% required because it's needed to finish, I believe, 4 Dark World dungeons.
Yeah, plus I don't think you can get the GT without the hammer.
Correct. Ivan taking on Crocomire, Blandation.
Everybody say goodbye to Crocomire. He did.
In terms of lead, Ivan is in pretty good shape as far as the lead is concerned. He's up a boss. He's got the Titan's Mitt. He's on his way to getting the Magic Cape, and is going to be in his overall movement. As my co-com Eleanor Lamb mentioned a few minutes ago, has been so much cleaner overall. He's a top Super Metroid player, which really helps him in this circumstance, especially since they've spent, I believe, I'd say about 60% of their time in Super Metroid right now.
Yeah, so far Super Metroid has had a lot more to offer than A Link to the Past.
Yeah, especially with the way the items have sort of shaped up. Once they found the Morph Ball in Dark Crossroom, that was it. That was at the 20-minute mark, and from there it's been all Super Metroid, with the occasional sojourn in Death Mountain, but otherwise, largely it's been all Super Metroid, and that benefits Ivan, I think, quite significantly.
Yeah, I think there's more opportunity for clean movement to make a difference in Super Metroid than in A Link to the Past.
Yeah, A Link to the Past. I think it has more to do with gambling.
Yep, and as our runners do a little bit of checking checks that the other has already checked, please do pop by these guys' streams and give them a follow. I know Ivan streams a fair amount. I don't know about Blandation, but I'm sure that both of them would enjoy having your follow. Please also check out our sponsor, Rank1.global. You can see both of the links to these runners' profiles below their names. Rank1 is a social media site for gamers. It's pretty cool. You can put like your favorite moments, favorite games. It's all pretty neat, so please check that out.
Still haven't done that yet. I suppose I should at some point.
It's pretty neat. I set up a profile. I also want to give a shout out to our awesome tracker, SeiryuX. SeiryuX. I feel like it's harder to read the phonetics and get it right. And a big shout out to my co-com pro who is putting up with me for yet another race.
This has been fun. I've enjoyed it. You know, it's actually don't ask me why I count these things. I've got some weird mental defect or something, but this is my 200th commentary.
Oh, well, congratulations.
200. I really need to get another hobby, don't I?
Well, it depends. If it's 200 in like the course of a month, that's probably a sign you should slow down. But 200 over a year, it doesn't seem that.
about 2.5. Thank you, Summer. Appreciate it.
I'm curious how
Ivan
much
is.
of a link
Go
to
ahead.
the past Ivan's gonna do here. Ivan forgetting he wants the left side in the dark world. A way you can remember that is light is right. That's how I remember it. That in the light world you go on the right, the dark world you go on the left.
I get a plaque for something? Yeah, right. All right, we have achieved literacy. Excellent.
I'm sure that SpeedGaming has already sent the plaque to Bro. He probably just hasn't gotten it yet.
Probably give it to me during the live event in November.
Map check. We got a pendant total rock. I don't have to eat my hat. We've got a green pendant on Pod, and I believe that was a red pendant on I. Man, I was really not looking forward to going to the store to buy a hat just so I could.
Yeah.
Dodged a bullet.
Ivan nonetheless is going to check TR just for paranoia. Blandation is heading for Aga.
I missed the other red crystal. I was blinded by pendants.
So was I. I didn't really see. Thank you for 200. Congrats, Lee. Appreciate it. So Ivan, because he has Titansmith, can actually do this and take care of business. Skull Woods.
Yeah, which I feel like kind of putting off Aga. If you come back when you have a better sword, that's going to make Aga a little quicker. The climb anyway.
Well, not only that, that's one of the 2 items in Skull Woods. Not only that, he can knock out 2 of the 3. He can knock out a couple of the Dark World dungeons because Skull Woods and Thieves do not require Hammer to finish.
Yep, of course, Swamp Palace, we need the mirror and the hammer. Misery Mire, we need... Oh, there's a flute. So that's both items in Skull Woods.
That was the flute? I didn't see.
Which that puts, I think that puts Mire in Logic. And I think Mire is in theory full clearable.
Yeah. Mire is 100% clearable, and that's lower Norfair access. So gravity's not needed to get to Ridley. All right, how many blue balls from Aghanim, chat. I'm going to say 4. So, Ivan's going to have a whale of a time with Mothula, is very limited magic, and baby sword. So, this is going to be dicey. They've been holding the line so far. As long as they don't get bodied by Mothula, he might be okay, but I mean, that's easier said than done. A moving arena like this. Now it's... How many blue balls was that, chat? I didn't really see. I want to say it was like 2 or 3. It was 4? Huh. That's right, who knew? Sorry, I'm mesmerized by, oh, and Ivan and the boots for Blandation, so pays off big time. That is a huge, huge find for Blandation. Now he's in... Oh, boots were on Pyramid.
Oh.
So, Blandation could well be back into this. But some props to Ivan for taking down Mothula with only half magic and baby sword, and was down to his last hit, but managed to pull it out. So major props to Ivan for that. That's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's an argument to be made for Ivan not having the boots yet being a good thing.
It's a thing. I mean, Ivan's going to be able to knock out he's going to knock out Thieves next, I assume. Give that his 3rd crystal. But Blandation right now isn't sitting pretty good overall. But it looks like Blandation's going to make a run at Hype Cave, so get your hypes in chat.
I predicted 2 out of 10.
Predicting 2 out of 10? Well, let's see. We got some arrows.
Flippers in the test game.
A 1 out of 10. 2 reserve tanks, please. Ivan getting the real find there in the chest game, picking up the flippers.
So Thieves Town is the other 5 crystal. I'm not sure if that got caught or not, but
I know there was some confusion, but yeah, red crystal at Thieves Town. So this is good for Ivan. This will give him 5.
So we're looking for the mirror and the gravity suit, and maybe some pendants. Or not pendants, medallions.
Yes, Solgnir in chat saying 10 out of 10 if it was a keg party. Well, I'm not going to argue with that point, but there's a time and a place for that.
I'm sticking with my 2 out of 10. I feel like that was a 2 out of 10. I don't mind reserve tanks.
Yeah.
I also suck at Super Metroid.
I'm not a speedrunner of Super Metroid, so I feel you there. I'm just a casual observer and admirer of the game. How many dungeon items? I think 2, I want to say.
Yeah, I think that's definitely where is that gravity suit is the outstanding question here, and who finds that gravity suit first could make the.
Yeah. Gravity suit and mirror are the 2 that remain outstanding as far as Zelda items. And of course, whatever Meyer ends up being. Okay, it's 3 items, and chat's right because we just got to check on the boards. So that's the maps. The compass is either it's got to be somewhere.
Well, as of now, there could still be an item in that big chest, which, if that's something important, could give Blandation a really big advantage.
It might. Blandation is also going to have the advantage of being able to check a couple of things Ivan cannot right now. Was thinking about using silver arrows, then thought better of it. Like, nope, don't need to do that.
Ivan picks that pot up to reveal the heart and then just says, nope, I don't need that heart. Okay, he gets it on the way out, but runs into a fireball.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that was a net loss.
Yeah, it's not a net gain, that's for sure. So Ivan's going to take on Blind the Thief with 6.5 hearts. Or no, 5.5, excuse me.
He does have the magic cape and the red cane. Both of those can be useful to make the fight easy.
I think if anything, he'll just use the magic cape because it'll make him invisible. But he might not even need it. He's had a very clean 2-cycle fight so far.
Yep, that was a master class right there. And there is an item.
Yep. So 121.50 for Ivan. He's up 5-2 on Blandation. Blandation is holding a couple of key items right now, notably the hammer.
Ivan wrapping up Blind like a deuce.
So Ivan,
not gonna do the dig game. Maybe realized he should have done the dig game.
Yeah, I think that kind of doubled. Like, oh wait, yeah, that's an unfortunate hiccup by Ivan, but
yeah, unfortunately, you can't tell the frog to go back where he came from.
no, he's a clingy frog. You know, he's been stuck in the dark world for how long?
I really would like to know, how did he get to the dark world?
You know, the portal is in Kakariko, so you know, outside Kakariko, he's chopping for wood one day, finds it, like, oh wait. Falls in, and there you go. Ivan checking on Hype Cave. He's going to be sorely disappointed.
Maybe he's gonna head back to Kakariko, activate his flute, turn in the frog.
I would think.
Blandation, meanwhile, finishing up Thieves, is gonna be checking that hammer locked chest. We'll see if that's gonna give him an advantage.
Okay, moment of truth, just some missiles, so... Hammer was Lumberjack. The boots are on the pyramid, so yeah. All rise for the Swag Duck Anthem. So...
We've got the book, right?
Yes.
So that puts Desert fully completable.
For Blandation, it does. Ivan's hoping that the pedestal isn't required, but potentially in play. Goes Blind the Thief. 25-20 with the crystal grab, so...
Smiths with the charge beam. That's a heck of a find.
Nice. Yeah.
Ivan's gonna go check the shovel spot, I assume.
I would think why he's going this way. Blindation's going to go do the digging game, and then he will take care of the smithy.
Oh, wow.
Hey, that's a pretty good find for Ivan. We've still got some choice words about it. See what his next move is.
Think he's gonna check the dig game?
I would think it was just a bomb upgrade, so he's going to come up empty there doing this.
Chat, do you need the hammer to clear Misery Mire?
No, you don't. Hammer is not required to finish Meyer.
I mean, if I was in Ivan's shoes, I would be kind of tempted to do everything I can before I pick up those boots. So, like, I would go do Desert. I would go do Misery Mire.
We were kind of speculating on that earlier. That might be a prudent move for either runner. I think it's starting to become Ivan's play at this point. And he can do Meyer. Technically, actually, well, no, I don't think he's got enough super missile ammo. I think he could do Ridley. He really needs more super missile ammo.
He's got charge beam, so he can totally.
Oh, that's right. He does. He does. You're right.
I don't know how many shots charge Ice Phaser is, but it's probably less than like 200.
It's a lot. It's like 60 or something, I want to say.
That said, if Andy, why do I keep calling him Andy? Somebody hit me in the head. If Ivan is a skilled runner and does low percent ice Super Metroid, I think that's the beam combo low percent ice hat. Actually, low percent ice might not even have Spacer.
Yeah, there's the ether medallion for Blandation off of Catfish.
Okay, that could be important. That could be a location that Ivan is kind of orphan.
If that ends up being the what's required for Meyer, like that's huge for Blandation.
Why wouldn't you call yourself Team Parts?
So at the 90-minute mark, we're actually getting our first look at a Gina.
Look, I never claimed to be smart. Hope everybody out in chat's having a good night tonight. You guys seem all pretty peppy, and that's nice to see.
Blandation, he's got no, he doesn't have literacy. Ivan's got the book of Medora.
Do a barrel roll. I thought for a minute Blandation was gonna death warp, but I was like, that's gonna take longer than just fucking. We'll see if he harapots or not.
We got a sword. We got the red sword on the desert ledge. Basement required for Hera.
Which I like if the big key's down here personally. I like just going for it. Maybe I guess he's just taking damage, so he can definitely.
Yeah, he's setting himself up.
Well, now that we know where all four swords are, my question is one of them going to pick up the butter sword? I kind of feel like that sword is just going to get left.
It might. That's right, Blandation. Blandation missing. Blandation doesn't have the fire rod. He hasn't been to Bubble Mountain. Fire rod was in the room before Speed Booster.
Interesting that Ivan didn't finish out Desert Palace.
Fire.
Desert is boots watch. Okay.
So move. So move to try and finish. Mirror would be nice. $20. And power bombs. So Ivan coming up empty, but he can go on to Lower Norfair now and take care of that.
Yep, we're on a quest for the mirror, the gravity suit, and now the quake.
Yep. Yeah, so we got a grapple beam.
Unfortunately, unlike the Final Fantasy randomizer, we do not get any cake in this game.
Showcase Showdown. Super's up top on the left. Let's see.
The other was red mail.
Oh, is red mail? I don't know. I think it would have been worth the aggravation to go for that red mail. Blandation. Got a pretty pissed off Troll Dorn, but manages to finish the job. Gets lost number 4 at 132.46. So an interesting turn of events overall here. Both runners are holding really key items the other does not have, and the lead has dropped from 5. It's gone from 5 to 2 to 5 to 4 in a hurry. As Ivan really needs to go to Aga ASAP and get the boots and his hammer, because that's going to really turn things around. That said, we're still missing. We don't know where the mirror is, and we need Quake to open Mire. So,
it is worth pointing out that Ivan, I believe, doesn't actually have to do Aga to get the boots. I believe with the flippers, he can flip it over the water. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that's a good idea. I mean, you know, you gotta do Aga anyways for that lumberjack check, but
what is Blandation doing? Did he forget to get that red bomb?
sure looks like it.
What the hell was that?
Very nice fast pillars from Ivan there.
Whoops. Well, we've all been there. I mean, you know, it happens, but wow. It's like... Alright, so... I'm gonna try that again, this time with the bomb. Ivan's gonna actually pick up those supers, because you never have too many. Especially if plasma doesn't show up anywhere in the next minute, hour or so.
I'll give a shout out to our awesome tracker, CruX, in chat. He has been commenting on what I just said since before I said it. Ivan could flipper to get the boots.
Well, you need the boots regardless, but you still have to take down Aga, because otherwise you never could get that hammer.
And Pyramid Fairy has complete and total junk.
And Stargazer is correct. Well, there's
hello.
our mirror. But yeah, Stargazer's right. Lower Norfair is no big deal, especially for someone like Ivan. He knows the score.
Yep, and even if he didn't have Charge Beam, he's got plenty of supers.
Yeah, it's 30 supers to take down Ridley. So, finally, a sick kid check for Blandation gets his E-Tank. Fire Rod was room before Speed Booster in the ceiling. Speed missiles, yeah.
So we're just looking for Quake and Gravity Suit now.
Bland's gonna pick up that Magic Powder. Might actually go for Magic Bat now, because he can totally do that.
Yeah, I would like to see him, since he's here, turn that in. Hopefully get some kind of advantage off. That's a location that's kind of orphaned for Ivan. So if this ends up being something like Gravity Suit, that could...
Gravity, Ivan with a very clean Ridley fight. 136.56.
Just 10 arrows in the Ridley location, so nothing of value. And a Fisher-Price shield from the Magic Bat. Ha ha ha.
So Ivan is halfway home, almost halfway home. He's up 6-4 right now. He's got 3 of the Super Metroid bosses down, and 3 crystals down. Blandation's got 2 of each right now. Looks like he's going to do... I was going to check Hobo, okay. That's right, he didn't have Titan Smith yet.
Yeah, I'm curious if we're going to end up seeing Ivan do a suitless Meridian.
Could. I think it'd be more likely if he were in Go mode, but if he was in Go mode for Zelda, he might figure it's worth rolling the dice, especially since all he has to do is go into the back of into Meridia, so I think that would probably lean him toward that direction.
Yeah, I definitely think if he hits Link to the Past Go mode without Gravity Suit, I think 100% T.
Yeah.
Does Suitless.
Would need high jump? Okay, well.
You can actually swim over there with flippers, you old fat fart game.
Blandation is going into Pod, a pendant dungeon. Oh no, I'm sorry. What the hell am I talking about? He's in Eastern. Sorry. Pay no attention to me. I'm having a moment.
It's all right. I can't get the runners right. You can't get the dungeons right. It's all good.
Palace of Not So Darkness. Yes, something like that. So Blandation tried to do the dark rooms around the same time as Ivan, but could not get through. I think died twice before deciding it wasn't worth it, and noped out of there. Unfortunately, that's put him behind really ever since, and has kind of left him at a disadvantage. But right now, he's actually starting to claw his way back because of his routing, and having played Aga when he did has actually helped him out enormously in terms of his overall play. He's still behind, no question, but it's a lot closer than it was, I'll say, about 50 minutes ago. See what Ivan decides to do now that he's back in Zelda.
I would think Tower of Hera.
Yep. And give him his gold sword.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna grab his gold sword if he's up here.
Also check Ether while he's up there.
Ivan has done Dark Death Mountain, I feel.
Yes, he has.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Hookshot Cave was a big nothing. The only big item out of there was Super Bunny Cave with the Book of Medora. Just some missiles on the Ether tablet.
Blandation undoubtedly disappointed that he did not leave something. I mean, he's probably glad he didn't leave something good on Eastern, but he's also probably a little sad.
Yeah. I can tell the difference between I can't believe it's not butter and regular butter. No, you can't, Mr. Simpson. No one can tell the difference.
I've never actually had I can't believe it's not butter, but I feel like everyone can tell the difference between it's butter and I can't believe it's not.
I don't know. It's 25 years ago when that joke was made, so I don't know. Maybe it was a thing back then.
I'm not even sure is I can't believe it's not butter even still a thing.
I think you can get it in your local store, so yes, I believe it is. There's the Titan's Mitt for Blandation, and oh yeah, that's one Blandation. He's already leaving? It's like, no, go back, you need your fire rod. Fortunate oversight by Blandation there.
Yeah, this is an interesting choice.
Yeah, it's unfortunately not the correct one. I get it. I get what he's doing. He's going back. He wants to see what's in Dark Death Mountain. I get it, but it's like wait like 3 or 4 minutes until you've finished the rest of Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this routing decision by Blandation. These items aren't going anywhere.
He gets the Book of Medora. That's good, and that'll allow him to actually finish Desert, which Ivan could not do. So that's another notch for him. He needs. That's right. True, he does need the flute. Well, when he gets the book, it's not gonna matter. Yeah, Bland hasn't been to Skull Woods either. No. Yeah, it's a setback for him on that front.
Yep, he is going to find out that he has the way to open up Turtle Rock. That's probably something he didn't want to see.
Yeah, not a bad idea just to open it up since you're here. And we're probably, odds are we're not going to need it, but it doesn't hurt. And Ivan, no trouble with Troll Dorm.
Yep, unless Quake happens to be on Trinex or something obnoxious.
7 for Ivan. 4 crystals, 3 Super Metroid bosses. Blandation at 5 with 3 crystals and 2 Super Metroid bosses. There's now Link/Mega Man X can read.
So where is Ivan heading next?
It's a good question. He's running out of checks in A Link to the Past. I think if he hasn't exhausted everything, he's getting really close. He's got to make a run for Aga at some point.
Yeah, I'd like this play to delay Aga as long as possible, but at this point I kind of think just bite the bullet.
Yeah. It's like...
I don't know that Blandation needs liquid nitrogen, but what do I know?
Like Blandation is going to make a run for Desert. I kind of like this. It's another crystal down. I mean, yes, it's nice to do this as a double. He really needs a sword. He'll get his sword upgrade at Desert, so that's good. It's like
it's funny that he's rocking the fighter sword, and you got Ivan on the other side rocking the butter sword.
yeah, no kidding. That's an interesting contrast. Ivan is going to do Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb.
Ivan's one of those 1%ers with his butter sword. Nothing in Graveyard Ledge, just a piece of...
That's right, you can't do it without... You're right, you can't do it without the boots. Alright, time for... to open Sesame here.
Which would give Blandation that one of those much-needed sword upgrades.
Yeah, he really is hurting for one.
Getting hit by that Beamos, everyone's least favorite enemy, apparently.
Mine. Alright. Nice.
Blandation gets his Master Sword. And he's gonna take the gamble that the second item is on land. I like it.
It's okay. Ivan is finally getting his boots, And that's very good news for him. Unfortunately, it does not solve his more immediate problem, where he can't get his hammer yet.
And
Although once he sees the boots, he's going straight to egg. I guarantee it.
Chat also pointing out that I'm an idiot, and he doesn't have the big key, so he can't kill the boss. So this is not good routing on Blandation's point.
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, that's a good idea by Blandation. That best choice you could have made.
Yep, and I'm not sure why Ivan didn't mirror. He probably just forgot he had.
Yeah, it's fine. So, so Blandation and Ivan both kind of outthinking themselves here. Happens to the best of us. Blandation, yeah. Chet saying he's in a bit of trouble. Yeah, he is. Blandation, you don't have the big key.
He really, really wants to skip it.
I tell you, I sympathize. I do, but
So I feel that you know, it might be a little bit of nerves on honestly both of these guys' part. Our awesome sponsor Rank1.global has made this a cash tournament, which means the top 4 folks get some amount of money, and these guys are both very close to the top. I think this is what, the round of
16, yeah.
So you could be thinking, you know, trying to shave every little second because you want a slice of that money pie, and I can't blame anybody.
Yeah, overall, Ivan does have the lead right now. He's holding. He's up a boss. He's up 2 bosses actually, thanks to Ridley and Skull Woods. And I think overall, he's got now that he's about to get his hammer, he's got himself in the driver's seat as far as mainline items, because the advantage is that Blandation had largely disappeared.
Yeah, Real Cutie, I think, bringing up an interesting point that's worth repeating. That there's a lot more Link to the Past mains playing Super Metroid than there are Super Metroid mains playing a Link to the Past.
So Super Metroid being a more movement-based game, that can give them a bit of an advantage.
I think that just kind of to follow the discussion in chat, my personal opinion would be Super Metroid you can do a lot of things if you know how to move in Super Metroid, and you can save a lot of time with clean movement. A Link to the Past, there's not so much clean movement, but I do think routing plays a huge role in A Link to the Past.
Yeah, I think it's a lot. I would say it's a lot easier to master a lot of A Link to the Past's idiosyncrasies than Super Metroid. Super Metroid has a much different kind of. They both have very different skill sets, I would argue. Super Metroid's a little harder to master.
Which that's part of why this randomizer has been so successful.
Yeah.
It really tests different skills.
Oh, no question.
And Blandation getting the land mow down.
So that's 6 for him. That's his 4th crystal. But yeah, right now Ivan is at this point 1 item from. It's 2 items from go mode. He needs gravity. I mean, he could probably fudge his way to Super Metroid to Dragon without it. Might need high jump boots though. Gravity and Quake, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that Ivan has a fairly substantial lead at this point.
Yes.
But given the nature of Quake can be literally anywhere except for Misery Mire, it's not over for Blandation yet. He definitely has a chance.
Yeah, I think if there was a real breaking point, it was when Blandation turned around after grabbing Titan's mitts.
Yeah, that was a strange decision.
I understand why he did it, because, you want to go with the immediate progression. Unfortunately, he couldn't have anticipated that Fire Rod would be at Bubble Mountain in speed missiles. So that was, I think, I think Ivan still would have had the lead, but I think it would have been a lot closer.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. Please
Quake on Ped calls already. God.
Could be. Please do take a moment, find folks out there in viewerland to give a follow to both of these runners. I'm told that they both stream prolifically, and they're putting on a good race for us. Least you can do is click those links and follow them. Feel free to check out their Rank 1 profile. As I mentioned, that's our cash sponsor. It's kind of a neat little site. Big shout out to our triker tonight, Siruku X. I don't know where that coup came from, but it's in there. Can't take it back. He's done an amazing job tracking tonight and definitely deserves some kudos in chat. And another shout out to my Kokam Pro, who is providing excellent commentary as always.
Thank you very much. There's the Foundation probably having a delayed reaction. There's like,
Yeah, I mean, Ivan did the same thing where Ivan just assumed it was junk and ran into the next room and then was like, oh, wait a minute, I need. Nation heading down to Wave Beam. Ivan's going to finish Desert, I think. This segment of the race is brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Ivan's cleaning house at this point. He's just getting rid of as much as he can.
Ivan remembering he needs to get the big key before he can do Desert. Like Miller Lite, Bud, and like Coors or something, they should all make like a randomizer beer crate that just says randomized beer.
Yes, well, cannot confirm or deny what I'm having, but so Ivan in Desert did a small bit of this earlier.
Yeah, Blandation, I would guess, is going to do that Skull Woods play, which would be good for him. He'll get his. There is a key sanity randomizer for SMZ3. It's currently in beta. It's actually pretty neat too because it adds key cards to Super Metroid, so you need to. There's gravity in King's Tomb.
Oh boy. That is a gravity suit.
I would say reading the seed leads me to strongly believe that Quake is going to be in Merge. Ivan didn't skip King's Tomb. He didn't have the boots.
Yeah, he couldn't at the time. Remains to be seen how long it is before he goes back there, though.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick location to get back to, though. I mean, you can just save and quit right to Sanctuary, and you're basically there.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine that won't be orphaned for 2.
Right. He might do Swamp before he goes back to King's Tomb, though, because he can knock that out.
And I don't know if Ivan knows how to do dive or dive.
So that's 8 now for Ivan. He's up 8-6. That's 5 crystals for Ivan. Blandation is in Skull Woods. You can actually also do the paranoia check, and if he finds out it's Quake,
Could be huge.
be
And Ivan is indeed going to be doing that swamp. I kind of expect him to do swamp and then do big bomb and then
right.
somewhere.
Damn, Blandation of the mirror. I keep forgetting that.
Right.
He hasn't been to Lower Norfair yet, but the Pro A Noria check, yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, that option is closed off to him. Really?
Ye old part gamer. I think it's going to be a Marine.
Spamming that fire rod there is hoping to leave himself a little bit of magic for Mothula. I guess we'll go with sword strats. Ivan underway swamp.
He's really got that fighter sword, and it's a lot of spins. I forget the exact number, but it's not a trivial.
Well, he's got blue swords, so and he's got a blue potion on top of that, so this isn't as brutal as Ivan's fight. Ivan really had to work for it.
He also could bust out that hammer if he wanted to, but he doesn't need to. Excellently.
Two hours 55 seconds for Bland. So it's 8-7 now. They're 5-5 on crystals. Ivan's advantage right now is with Ridley. Took care of Ridley about half an hour ago. He's his 6th boss.
Which, especially with that gravity suit, I kind of would have liked to see Blandation just finish up Lower North. I mean, I guess like you might find Plasma, which might make it somewhat easier, but I don't think that's that huge of a difference.
Probably not at this point. Ivan picking up an E-Tank. Bland did not do the sequence, I don't believe. The Smith sequence, I don't believe. Hey, Gravity was King's Tomb.
And no diver down from Ivan here.
King's Tomb is a fast one-off, but it just might be a little while before. Well, actually, it's probably not going to be that long before he decides to go back there. Just based on the way this logic is working itself out. I would say if there were other crystals to be had, he'd probably hold off, but yeah. Might not be too far off in the distance. They should try to set up the bomb jump, finally gets it.
Both items out of here? Question mark? Question.
I thought, yeah, missiles and the flute. There's only 2 items in Skull Woods you forgot to count. Or you miscounted. I think he's figured it out now.
Icebreaker and Diver Down were all approved as race legal about 3 months ago at this point.
Like, Ivan is going to set up for this, though.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't do it. If he knows how to do it, he didn't do it for the left. But you're gonna see he's gonna clip into the railing and then jump, and look, he's walking on water, walking on sunshine.
There's more. Picked up the big key. He's going to skip the big key chest, though. At the moment, Blandation is signaling it's time for the national anthem of A Link to the Past.
Pro, do you know why people owe 7? I don't get it. Oh, it's a person's looting. I see. Okay.
Yeah. So, the artist formerly known as Fantoon, I mean Argus, or whatever you want to call him, no problem for Ivan, flattens him at 205.53.
You kids these days with your ASCII art.
So Blandation is finally heading into Lower Norfair. He's got supers and he's got Varia and gravity, so this should be pretty straightforward.
We'll
Probably
see if
is
he
actually.
out or if he's gonna get the red mail and keep it.
I think he's gonna fight. Looks like he's setting up for a fight.
I feel like this is a little bit of a routing mistake on Ivan's side here. If he was gonna check the big chest, I think he should have just checked it as soon as he got that big.
And there's the high jump boots. So chat was talking about how he doesn't need gravity if he's got high jump. Well, there it is. Doors open. Check bombos.
Blandation just having enough supers there. So I would expect to see Ivan do the big bomb, and then we'll see where he heads next.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to go for the big bomb indeed. Well, Blandation. No, Ivan's going for K45, which we haven't seen yet tonight. Have we?
Nope. And it was a waste of time. I'm curious. It's also Blandation also opted to not farm the Rippers for super missiles, which I think is an interesting choice.
Well, he'll probably, if he's going to farm for supers, it'll be at the end. It'll be just before he gets to Ridley.
The Ripper
just picked up 5 for nothing, so that's good.
You should write the High Ruling Council a very nasty worded letter, Torsu. It is called Cave 45 because somebody made a map and they had no name for that caves, and it was the 45th location on the map, so it's Cave 45. Ivan about to get his big fairy of disappointment.
Yeah, unfortunately, strikes out.
Blandation taking the save.
Looks like he's making a run for. He is going for pod.
That's interesting. I thought he was going to do backdoor Meridian.
So did I. So right now on the bosses, it is 9-7 in favor of Ivan. There's Blandation very. Ivan is up 1 Super Metroid boss and 1 crystal. He's got 6 crystals and 3 Super Metroid bosses down. They're both missing Dragon, and they're both missing Meyer.
Well, you know, Cutie, that's probably the reason why you crushed me in the bracket stage. Or the, because I make stupid choices. It is worth pointing out, too, that again, Quake can be literally just about anywhere. So it's hard to say any one choice is the wrong choice because, hey, it could be Quake.
Though for in Blandation's case, the faster he finds it, the more likely, the better his chances become back of pulling a come from behind victory right now, because that's the only thing that's going to save him at this point. Because he's two bosses behind. He's missing charge beam, so that's going to be a problem when he gets to Mother Brain, unless he picks up more supers.
He, I believe, has enough to actually do Mother Brain with his ammo.
Yeah, it's going to be really dicey, though.
Ivan having some trouble with the switches. Charge was the smith's chain, the blacksmith.
Yeah, charge was with the smithies. So he's gonna go for it with 30 supers he's got and 80 regular missiles in reserve, so he shouldn't have really problems as long as he doesn't brick too many.
Oh, he's also got 35 power bombs, so worst case he can power bomb Ridley.
One does. He's got a good fight, got a good start going here.
Ridley getting a little handsy there. That was kind of neat shot. It looked like he shot a missile as Ridley was carrying him around. Okay, Ridley's got to be dead at this point, right?
I think he burned a lot of missiles, but yeah, there it goes.
Ivan falling off the bridge in pod. Just gets those 10 sticks and says no thanks.
Chad bringing up an interesting point. Ivan might be prioritizing pod because it affected him in the last race. There's I think our last reserve tank.
Yeah, and since now I'm doing it again. Great. Since Ivan is here, I do expect him to finish this since it is the green.
Yeah, unless Quake pops up, then yeah, he's out of here.
Blue Cane might make him think Spike Cave. Spike Cave already had logic because of the cape.
Yep. So it's 9-8 on the bosses. Ivan's still with the lead. He's up 1 crystal at this point. The Blandation has taken down Ridley. Almost exactly even on items. The one Blandation's got Gravity Suit. Ivan's got Charge Beam.
And it's still worth pointing out the sword difference. Blandation has the Master Sword. Ivan has the Butter Sword. Blandation has the shovel to get a sword, and he now has a mirror to get the other sword. So Blandation should at least end up with tempered.
Yeah, he hasn't done the shovel, has he?
He has not.
So that'll put him at red sword. If he at least has red sword, he'll be fine.
On Ganon, there's effectively no time difference between red and butter if you know what you're doing.
Right. Blandation's gonna need some of these edges to just kind of even things out as we come down toward the stretch here. Because, excuse me, Ivan's got the advantage in Super Metroid, no question. So Blandation's got to come up with a way to level this out in A Link to the Past.
Yeah, he needs to take a gamble, something like Quake and Turtle Rock.
He's got to go. I think at this point he's got to go for Meridia. He's got to pray that Meridia is holding Quake.
Yeah, that's another option he could do.
I mean, and of course he doesn't know because this is a blind run, but based on the items, if Meridia is somewhere deep in Meridia, that's got Quake, that is huge for Blandation right now, because Ivan, if he's going down this pendant route, this could give Blandation the opportunity he needs.
Blandation has made it back to Bubble Mountain and is heading.
Gravity was a King's Tune. Ivan has taken care of the Helmasaur King and gets the green pendant.
Whoa. He also got a 5 arrow capacity upgrade. That's super important.
Well, I suppose for some it is. It's like Bland is going to make a run at Skull Woods now. Or not Skullwood Swamp. I always do that. It drives me nuts. Alright, moment of truth. What is Sarsaparilla holding today?
Well, that was a big old waste of time.
Unfortunately, yes. Now let's see what Ivan's next move is. He's going for ice, it looks like.
I definitely don't like this check when you haven't done.
This is dicey. Yes, this could. He's playing a high risk, high reward gamble here. Blandation, by virtue of being behind, still has some stuff to check. After this, though, what he decides could be critical. Ivan is betting on a combination of Ped and the pendant dungeons holding something, since they do seem to have propensity for holding something good. Ice Palace has 3 items. Blandation is in Swamp, which has 6. none of which really turned out to be anything good.
Curious to see if Ivan is going to do Breaker.
Thought he was going to do Icebreaker. Turns out he's not.
You got to hit that switch.
Oh, that's right. You got to flip the switch. I keep forgetting that part.
I would really expect to see Blandation head to Meridia after he finishes his swap play. I think, given his gear, it would be very strange to dive into it.
Yeah, with gravity, I think that makes it a more logical play for him.
And
Burrito and the big key chest.
Ivan showed off how to do Icebreaker there. Which is, I think, not a too difficult trick to pull it off. I don't know how to do it, but I've heard it's not too bad. And it saves you a whole bunch of time.
Makes probably the most aggravating dungeon in the game a lot easier.
And we've got one item so far. What was this? Rupees.
There's the big key. So he can route this actually pretty cleanly.
Bland making his left side swamp checks. Does successfully avoid flooding the key.
There's the second item, power bombs. Ivan is noping out. Did he get 2 or 3?
I think he only got all 3. We must have missed.
The third item, chat's confirming. Okay, thank you, chat. Appreciate it.
And this might be the ped check. Or he's gonna go back into Thieves Town to get the hammer chest. Ooh, okay.
No, he's doing his paranoia check. All right, chat. We've all been waiting for it. We know it. His pedestal holding Quake. Just a little piece of love. Sorry, chat.
And Ped is dead.
Ed is dead, yes.
Alright, so Ivan, you really need to go to Kingston. Now I think he's gonna check that Thieves Town big chest.
He's gonna check the Thieves Town big chest. Fortunately, it was just missiles.
Makes a lot of sense to check the hammer pegs. I forget about these. That makes this play slightly better. Ivan did do Graveyard Ledge. And the mirroring. It's a sanctuary. Hopefully this is the key King's. Okay, so he'll have his gravity. So I would expect to see him save and quit and go back to Super Metroid. Or go to the mountain so he has an easy access to Merge. Which means that if the Quake is in Meridia, Blandation is running into trouble. Ivan's going to go to the Dark World?
It looks like he might be setting up for Meridia. It looks like he might be taking the back door.
Oh, he's going to the back door. That makes a lot of sense. Dude.
Yeah, he's got high jumps, so he should be all right.
He also has gravity. He just did Kingston.
So, Blandation is closing the gap here a bit. We're down essentially to a Quake. We're down to a Quake and Gravity end game. Blandation's halfway there. Ivan needs both.
No. Ivan has gravity. It just isn't marked on the track here.
Oh, he did get it?
Yep, he went to Kingston while you were away.
Never mind.
So I was saying that I think that Blandation is kind of in a heap of trouble at this point, assuming the Quake does end up being emerged.
At this point, he'd have to like go completely off the reservation, go to Turtle Rock.
That's not Blandation's last hope. If you're a fan of Blandation, you want him to go to Turtle Rock, and you want Quake to be on like Laser Bridge. Precious
So that actually,
is the heart.
So that actually puts them dead even on bosses now at 9-9. Unfortunately, Ivan's about to take the lead again after he takes down Dragon.
And what method is Ivan going to use to kill Dragon? Is he going to grapple him? Is he going to Shine Spark him?
He's skilled enough to where I think he could do the Shine Spark, but maybe he'll just go for... Yeah, he's going for Shine Spark. I just need a few more supers at this point. I think he missed.
I think that was a whiff. That was also a whiff.
Supers to drop Dragon. There it is, or just regular missiles. So 226.45 for Ivan. So he's going to check the space jump location, find $50, but this race has gotten a lot closer in a real hurry here. We're about to have a high five here from our runners. So they are maybe 90 seconds to 2 minutes apart, and this is a far cry from what it used to be.
Yeah, doing pod, doing ice palace, doing the ped check, all time. Ivan. I just can't talk tonight. Why am I even doing comms? Ivan checked that he didn't need.
Yeah, the extra checks and some of his routing choices have allowed Blandation to kind of claw his way back into this over the last 45 minutes, because from Thievestown, which he got at 125.20, that's number 3, he's knocked out 7 bosses in an hour.
And it's definitely worth saying that, I mean, the choice to do pod, the choice to do ice palace, those aren't wrong choices.
No.
Quake could have easily been.
Blizzard Buffalo Best Boss. I think we're getting our games mixed up here again.
Blandation did not get the grapple.
Yeah.
That's a big time loss. $301. Chat can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe Dragon lets you go after you do like 100 inputs. It doesn't matter what the inputs are. Just something to keep in mind. So Ivan is not checking that right sand pit right away.
So we're at the 2.5 hour mark. There you are. Dead even on bosses, 10 to 10. Ivan with a slight lead right now. He's a little ahead in terms of his routing. He also has the charge beam, which Blandation does not. And unless if Quake shows up, which is the go mode item at this point, I can't imagine that Blandation's going to be getting that charge beam at all. So, given their missile count, that might not matter too much, but it might.
Ivan checking the crab supers, just a red rupee. Yeah, this is a very strange route through Meridia, I feel.
Yeah, this is like the antithesis of what we've generally seen from our runners. But given the circumstances, it's hardly be quantified as the wrong one.
More rupees!
I think, and then more in the wall, Ivan saw that much. Like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
Is that an energy tank?
Might have been. I thought it was money, but hard container. Runners are essentially almost synced up here. Ivan's going to check, I think, with the right sandpit.
Yeah, he'll do a right sandpit in the shack tool. I think at this point it's.
Oh, there it is. At 2:31:48, Ivan is hit go mode.
X-ray scope on the other place.
Blandation, turn around for the love of God, turn around.
Unfortunately, he's doing the same thing Ivan did, where he's gonna leave that right sandpit.
Oh, they could have had go mode about 30 seconds apart.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this leaving the right sandpit until last check.
Well, I get it if you're trying to parlay that into shack tool, but yeah, it's like, ugh. All right, so Ivan can hit the afterburners here. You can knock out Misery Mire, then GT, then Mother Brain.
We're gonna see Ivan fluke to 8, 6, 6.
6.
I'm good with numbers, chat. I did better in calculus than I did in like algebra. I don't know what that says about me as a human being. Probably nothing good.
It's a calculus, so
Yeah, I want to say I took up to calc too. Swords. The first sword was. I don't remember where the first sword was.
well, there's sword on Spectacle Rock, shovel had one, desert ledge, and
Can't remember where the first one was.
Oh, it was. Oh, it was behind Alpha Bombs.
Oh, that's right. It was gloves and a sword.
Yeah. Blandation is going to hit go mode at 2:34:36. So about 3 minutes behind Ivan. So close. Both of them have the exact same things left to do. Ivan is underway in Misery Mire. So a left-right side check could swing some of this, but again, probably not enough by itself. It's going to take a couple of unforced errors, I think.
Yeah, and I think the sword disadvantage is gonna. Blandation needs to grab another sword, and I just don't know if he's gonna bother routing up to like Spec Rock.
I'm trying to think. So, yeah, you got obviously the Alpha Sword, and yeah, I don't see him going for the shovel. He might go for the pedestal. I don't think he didn't get Pedbra. He didn't get the Spectacle Rock one, did he?
I don't think he did. He got the desert ledge and the alpha power bombs.
Right. So, so that probably helps him a little bit. At least he can actually naturally route that one in. So that works to his advantage.
Yep, but it looks like there's also a chance for him to save some time here in Misery Mire, depending on how he routes. Ivan is still looking for that big key.
Well, it's going to be hard for him to route any differently. Because the big key, unless he decides to go for this, where Ivan's about to head right now, unless he goes for that early. Nope, just a compass.
I think this has to be the big key.
Yes, it does. So.
I always get confused on how to get to the back of Misery Mire. Like there's so many rooms that you hardly ever see that it's like, what do I do in this room? I don't know.
Yeah, like they all like half of the dungeon is superfluous.
I think chat is suggesting, specifically our amazing tracker, CRUX, is suggesting that because of the key layout, there's only one way you can go through this dungeon in this particular instance.
So they're about a half a dungeon apart right now. Blandation really needs a left-right side check to go his way at this point. It's to at least
Blandation,
get within striking distance. This is a good move by him. Gonna
I feel like Blandation needs to gamble tile room, and it needs to be tile room, which I think the last two races I've meant to calm have been tile room.
We've had some pretty interesting races then.
The honest truth is, tile room actually I think sucks as a location because everybody full clears both before they do tile room, so it doesn't make that big of a difference.
Yeah.
And Blandation gets his big key, so he's skipped. He's made up some time.
Made up about 20 to 30 seconds. Yeah. All right. You know what time it is. There are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. One of them has the big key. Which one will it be today? Eleanor, I'll let you lead off. What are you predicting?
I always guess 23.
23? I said 22.
Yep, I guess 23.
I see. Well, for the sake of argument, I will say 21. About 10 more than I normally go with, but
Yeah, Torsui, I probably am pronouncing that wrong. You don't happen to have like a clip of that or whatever? I can't remember, but it was in a Link to the Past tournament. I think one of the 2018 ones where somebody won with 23. So it is possible to win with 23, just very unlikely. And I'm a colossal troll, so I picked the trolliest number.
it should be noted the winner of tonight's match will face the winner of Hitaka and Pateza 34, and they actually have their match tomorrow night.
Yep. Just a reminder that this is the SMZ3 tournament sponsored by Rank1.global. Check out our sponsor. They did a cash prize. It looks very likely that Ivan's going to be one step closer to the cash prize. We'll have to win one more match, and then he'll be in the... Please give a shout out to our awesome tracker, Cyruex. I've just given up on pronouncing it. I can barely pronounce my own name. Nicole. Nicole. Nick. Who knows?
So two and a half minutes separate. Items 1, 2, 3 coming up empty for Ivan. So Blandation is going to. He was hoping to get a quick path to Death Mountain. Unfortunately, forgot that. Yeah, you took down Aga, so you can't do that. Just 4, no 5. There's a red shield. Lots of keys, but no progression, and Blandation is going to get that red sword, so that's going to save him a lot of aggravation with Ganon.
I've been throwing his life away as he dives into a bottomless pit.
More supers for Ivan, that's good. Number 8.
Blandation is picking up that butter sword, or in his case, tempered sword.
Yeah. Very nice find for Blandation. That's really gonna, like I said, that's really gonna help him out with Ganon, because that's not gonna help him out. He's actually better off resetting the area.
Yeah. Wow, game. I like that. That's not something you see very often, but that's a smart... All that cost you is essentially the menu and a couple extra...
10, 11, 12, 13 all come up empty.
So if it's on right side and Blandation goes full right to start, I don't know if he had the keys. I don't know if the keys were set up in a way that you can do that.
There is a key in the first two chests, so yeah, it would work. So this is coming down to the wire here. Ivan with the lead right now. Both of them tied at 11. Blandation really has to go full right side and hope he's right to have a chance at this.
Ivan having there.
So chest number 14 is the winner. Congratulations to whoever guessed that. Bob's chest was the correct answer.
It looks like the first 14 I see is dude was that. So congratulations, dude, was that you? You win absolutely nothing. Don't spend it all in one place.
Oh, now some gratitude, you know. And if we weren't under lockdown, we can, you know, in honor of the Indy 500, we can give him like a big jug of milk.
We don't have the budget for that.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll wait for my SpeedGaming checks to come in the mail.
What if lactose intolerant? Well,
they make lactose intolerant milk.
Yeah, it's like you can arrange that ahead of time.
Better luck next time, Elite JH1. There's always another race you can win nothing in. In fact, there's another race going on right now. That I believe Mind of Me and Cheesenator are commentating.
That they are on SG5, I believe.
So hope you stay here and stick it out with us and see the rest of this race, and then go visit.
Definitely Ivan's to lose at this point. In pretty good shape overall, but you know, Rando be Rando, and you know, if anything's going to happen, it's going to be in the next 5 minutes. I think once we get to Super Metroid, it's largely academic for Ivan, being the accomplished Hundo player that he is, and just overall Super Metroid player. So I don't think he's gonna have any trouble. Mother Brain.
Something catastrophic would have to happen, like freezing, trying to do stand up or something like that.
Yeah, well.
Which I don't even know. Do you do stand up with charged phaser ice?
I don't think so. He's got like 12 energy tanks on top of that. Probably better off taking it.
Yeah, so chat is a real cutie saying it saves no time to bother doing it.
Uh-oh, that's a problem.
Only a small one.
Yeah. It's like,
No.
Been a while since I've seen that happen. They don't have half magic. It's one of the few things they haven't picked up in this seed.
Ivan's not even bothering checking chests. Can't really blame him. I suppose finding plasma would be nice, but I fully expect Ivan to have no issues whatsoever with his beam count.
No. It is going for the hover glitch gets it.
Wow, show off.
Yeah. Ivan does not have wave, he does not have plasma. So, yes, very nicely done by Ivan there. Alright, see how Aga 2 goes.
We were talking about calculus a few minutes ago. Here's your trigonometry session of the race.
That's trigonometry, geometry lessons.
I think that's a
not
one
even sure that was a single or a double.
That's a 0.
That's a 0, yeah.
That was triple, I'm pretty sure. So I think one more shot and he's dead.
Yep. So 11031. That's an interest. That's interesting.
I don't know what you're talking about. He got 3 on the first, 3 on the second. It was 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Can't prove to me it was anything else.
Well, now the question is, can I even get this done in under 3 hours?
Gonna be close.
It's gonna be close, yeah.
Nice. Again, in fact.
Nice Landmola fight by Blandation. Ivan in phase 2 against Ganon. 6 strikes per round. The first 2, so he's already on his way to phase 3. Unfortunately, no quick setup there on Wizrobe. Nice backup by Blandation. Alright, it's all set up. Not going to take any chances. Going to set up the torch glitch. Nice setup there. Oh, almost got a triple on Ganon and gets the double on round 2. So very nicely done by Ganon. By Ivan taking down Ganon. So get out the G's.
Yeah, not the nicest job by Ganon. Feel like he could have done a little more than teleport around.
Yeah.
To get the G's in chat for Ivan.
So 250.41 for Ivan. So down to the wire here.
Yeah, I'm going to say Ivan probably comes in with a 301 or 302.
Blandation getting thrown off the platform by Trolldorm. No hover glitch for Blandation. Takes down Trolldorm the traditional way, but it does not open the chest, so I say his run is invalid anyways.
I'm with you there. Gotta have a re-rate.
Very specific times here. We got 303.24 and 259.47. Nice double by Blandation. Got kind of boxed in there a little bit, but managed to turn it around on Aga 2. Another good double there from Blandation.
All things considered, there was a time where Ivan looked like he was 100% running away with this thing. And Blandation really clawed himself back to competition.
He was able to get himself back into this largely on Ivan checking 2 pendant dungeons. Blandation stuck to the script and avoided them altogether. So that 7 or 8 minute time sink really allowed him to pull even. But he was still behind. He really needed at that point Quake to be somewhere like Turtle Rock or something. That was the only way he's getting out of this. So yeah, so a kind of a rough egg at 2 for Blandation, but he gets it done. At first 3 cycles were pretty good. He got 2 very good doubles.
I know he runs at least Super Metroid. I think he runs only to the past 2, but there's a guy named Ganon's Gone Wild. I want to know, where is Aghanim Gone Wild?
Yeah. Blandation's got to be a little careful here. He's only got blue males, so he's got to be a little cautious with his health, but has set up pretty well here for phase 3.
He's got the blue potions, so he doesn't need to worry about
right. Oh, yeah, Blandation's got red mail, that's right, yeah.
Ivan showing off the shine method of his appetite skip. Swag.
Yeah. A little stutter there from Ivan against phase 1 of Mother Brain. Just going to use the missiles. So 55 supers, 78 missiles, charge beam, ice beam, no problem.
Yep, looks like he's going to start off with super missiles, which makes sense. You can get 55 super missiles into Mother Brain pretty quick.
Down goes the big pig for Blandation at 255.16. Get out the G's in chat for Blandation.
Ivan getting some catch up. Damages himself down. And now we get a cutscene as Blandation makes his run towards Turian. Please do give both of these guys follows. This has been a surprisingly exciting race. Lots of twists and turns. Please tip your hat to our awesome tractor, Cyrukak. Wow, I really butchered it that time. Seiru EUX. I don't know. Look, I got a problem, okay? And also, big shout out one more time to my co-commentator Pro. Been a blast. I would not expect Ivan to save the animals. That would be great.
No, he's not. He's not going to save the animals. Blandation might. Does seem to be a tradition for the second place finisher, unless it's like really close. Alright, time for Berserker mode for Ivan.
And that's Mother Brain dead.
Looks like Ivan should break 3 hours here.
I cheated and looked at the SRL, so no
so
guesses
did I.
from me.
So did I actually, but now that the cat's out of the bag.
I have a little bit of trouble with this Metroid room.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen what happens when this timer gets to 0. Like, I've just never seen.
Things go boom, and you're in it.
Yeah, it is also pointing out that Blandation did not pick up that charge beam, so he's got to be a little bit more careful on his ammo than I.
Yeah.
Blandation just goes ahead and gets grabbed by the baby Metroid.
Yep.
Does remember to face right? He does. And there's Ivan saving the animal.
So.
And finishing with an official, sorry, speedrunning time is Ivan. He is finished in first place. 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 17 seconds. Get your GGs in chat for.
Yeah, a very good performance by Ivan. Playing very strong. A very strong early game. And it really his early game really propelled him and kept him in the lead for pretty much the whole way through. He led pretty much wire to wire. That turned out to be the difference, I think, in this race. And some of Blandation's choices, and he's already admitted as such in the SRL chat. His choices of jumping out of he admitted that missing out on Fire Rod when he did probably hurt him, and it did. It unquestionably did. Going for Zebetite skip. Does he have enough missiles?
He can get rid of the glass and then go back and refill, which I think is what he'll do.
Yeah. So we welcome our winner of tonight's match, Ivan, to the chat. GG.
Thanks.
It's interesting seed. What were your thoughts on tonight's tilt?
It shouldn't have been as bad as it was. It sucks seeing the hammer on the lumberjack ledge, but at the point where I was able to get it, I basically needed one or two things. I don't remember, but yeah, I kind of just got it in my head that I wanted to find Quake and then skip Gravity Suit, and then Quake never showed up, and
Yeah.
never Independent Dungeon.
Did you forget about King's Tomb, or did you just think the pendants were a better use of your time?
No, I was on my way to get the hammer, and I was like, oh, I'll just do Bonk Rocks, and then I thought about King's Tomb, and I was like, I can come back to it later.
Yeah, and the boots being on Pyramid, and them leading straight into Lumberjack is like, well, that's an interesting bit of logic, and Blandation actually did it much earlier than you, as it turned out, but even with that, as I was saying just a minute ago before you jumped in, you led pretty much wire to wire the whole way through. It got pretty close though at the end. Your dips into pod and ice allowed Blandation to catch up a bit there, but some of your early plays, notably, actually finishing Eastern early and then doing the whole Bubble Mountain route, which Blandation did not do, gave you a pretty good cushion to work off of.
All right.
So your next opponent is either going to be Hitaka or Pizza 34. Do you have any thoughts on which one you'd rather play?
I don't know if I've seen Pizza play, but I don't want to play Hitaka.
Yeah. But
That
hey,
match will be tomorrow, I believe.
yes, it will. And hey, quarterfinals. That's pretty good. You know, was this kind of was this your hope you make the quarters or get as far as you did?
I don't know. I didn't really have any expectations, but it's cool.
Yeah. All right. Blandation just about ready to take the fight back to Mother Brain here.
So, Ivan, from kind of looks like in the SRL chat, you were kind of hoping to put that hammer off. You were kind of hoping for hammer go mode, essentially, is kind of what it seems.
Yeah, kind of. When I finally made my way to the Meyer area, I was just kind of hoping for Bombos and then have either hammer or mirror eco mode. But
Knowing knowing where those boots were, do you think like your route could have been done better, or do you think overall your route was?
I mean, yeah, obviously doing Ega early is better to get the boots earlier, but I'll justify my decision to put it off for as long as I have to because I think it's the right choice.
Yeah.
I actually really like your routing. That's why I'm asking the questions. I like that you put it off long.
I mean, I found flippers in Village, so I still had the option to not go do it and just go check Pyramid anyway. But
yeah,
I'd rather wait for boots and then do it. I mean, because you just blow through Ega Tower with boots. It's not even. And I think I probably had Gold Sword instead of Master Sword at that point too.
Yeah, you did, and with the inventory that you did have when you were just gunning through everything, it worked out pretty well for you because you were able to knock out all the crystals that you could, and given the way the map turned out, it was pretty favorable to you because Skull and Thieves were both crystals.
Yeah. The nice thing about Hammer being on the ledge is it blocks a lot of stuff. So it's not like I was going and doing a whole lot of things that were super out of my way before heading over to Pyramid anyway.
So, Blandation working through the escape here in Metroid, but it was there was a point not long after you got go mode. Blandation was actually almost in the same place as you, and if he went to left side pit instead of right side. If he had gone to right side pit, I think your go modes would have been about 30 seconds apart. It was a very interesting race, and I think by and large your routing was largely identical until I want to say
that cathedral glove. Blandation.
I think you're right, Eleanor. I think that's where things started to shift. That's where things really started to kind of take a turn.
Yeah, you had cleared out Bubble Mountain, so you had the fire rod. Blandation got that mitt and went immediately back to Link to the Past, and that ended up hurting him quite a bit. Speaking of Blandation, Blandation has finished in second place with a time of 3 hours, 7 minutes, and 47 seconds. Please get your GGs in chat for him. Please do give these guys all follows. It was a very enjoyable story.
And we welcome Blandation to the chat. GG.
What's up, guys? GG's, Ivan.
Hey, GG.
It's a interesting race we were discussing before. and you had mentioned in SRL chat a couple. The Norfair plays, it seems in your mind, were the ones that really ended up hurting you the most.
Yeah, I felt like when I found Fire Rod, like on the third dip in, I felt like that was kind of the nail in the coffin.
Well, yeah, that unfortunately that the way it ended up turning out was problematic. I mean, on the one hand, you did Aga much earlier and were able to get Hammer and Boots earlier, so that helped even things out. But yeah, Fire Rod being where it was, like that really, really hurt, unfortunately.
Yeah, at that point, I didn't even know where Grav was yet, and I mean, I could have got it back in if I already had Grav and just back routed through Norfair, but yeah, I felt pretty good about breaking Morph. That was a pretty big one because I was laughing when I saw where the lamp was.
Yeah.
And felt pretty good about the boots too. But I mean, I could. How many dumbs I've done in this run? I think it's a little bit of burnout. Like going to the back of desert with no big key was a funny one. Heading towards pyramid without the bomb was another funny one. But
yeah.
Still, it was still a good time.
It wasn't. I don't think it was burnout necessarily, but missing out on an early Eastern finish was also another slight hiccup there.
Yeah, that was a pretty tough one too. I knew there was an item on Armos, and it was in the back of my mind for a while.
Yeah, because that was the first one I had knocked out. That was 14 minutes in, and you didn't get done with Eastern until 141. Ultimately, as far as the general route, it ultimately was probably negligible overall. But yeah, it was a lot of those little, the death by 1,000 cuts kind of thing, and unfortunately, some of those really just ended up hurting. But it was close. By the time you both hit go mode, you were 2.5 minutes apart when you got to go mode. So,
well,
yeah, if you had gone, well, I guess if the key had been on the right side and you'd done full right, that could have made the difference. That's how close it was. So I mean,
right.
it was a very good race to watch, very enjoyable.
So.
Nice, glad to hear it. This has been a very fun tournament. I was definitely not expecting to make it this far at all. You guys have all been great. Yeah, it's a fun time. I'd definitely join the next one. I'm looking forward to taking a break from Rando for a little bit, though, I think.
Yeah. In that spirit, as you depart, what was the thing I guess you improved on the most, or what was the thing you learned that really you think helped you the most through your matches?
I would say I've gotten a little bit better at reading the logic. It probably didn't show too well in this race, but it definitely has in the past couple, I feel. I think that's definitely the most improved thing.
All right. Well, so find out who Ivan plays tomorrow for the quarterfinals. That should be quite a tilt. I believe they've already actually announced the channel for it. Let's take a look-see. Yeah, on SpeedGaming Prime at 9:10 Eastern. We do it all again. Pizza 34 versus Hitaka, and then also down the road we have Alucard 2004 versus Shy Guy, and Ninjembro versus Asder also on the docket for later this week. So should be some very good matches coming up. So thanks to all, and GG's once again, Ivan, for your win, and GG's Blandation on a fine performance in this tournament.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
GG's to everybody. I assume when we cut the feed, it'll dump everyone to Speed Gaming 5, but if not, I will remind everyone that Maximum Barnage and Dragon Darch is going on Speed Gaming 5. They're about an hour and a half in. Go check that out. Hope everybody has a good night. GG.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.